If you are new on my channel, please like this video and comment where you are listening from. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification icon so that you will be the first to be notified anytime I drop a new story. Let's continue. Lila Hart's voice breaks on the last note, not because she is tired, because a man in a clean black coat drops a paper on the piano like he is dropping a coffin lid. The room keeps moving. Cards slap, boots scrape. Someone laughs too loud. But Lila hears only that paper and the way it makes the piano wood vibrate. "Read it," the man says. His voice is flat, like cold iron. Lila swallows. Her mouth is dry, like she chewed dust. She looks at the paper. Big letters. Eviction notice. Her fingers shake as she lifts it. Her nails are cracked from washing shirts in cold water. The paper feels smooth, too smooth, like it never worked a day. The piano keys under her other hand are warm and sticky from spilled whiskey, and the air smells like smoke, sweat, and old beer. Lila's chest tightens. "What is this?" she asks, even though she already knows. The man in black coat taps the page once. A sharp sound, tick. "You and Mr. Grady have 7 days," he says. "After that, this place belongs to Hale Mining and Land." 7 days. Lila's mind grabs the number and won't let go. 7 days is nothing. 7 days is one bad cough away from ruin. Lila turns her eyes to the bar. Mr. Grady, the saloon owner, is there. He is wiping a glass like he can wipe away truth. He will not look at her. That is how she knows it is real. Lila's throat burns. "Mr. Grady," Lila says, "tell me this is a joke." Mr. Grady's hands keep moving. Slow, wet rag, glass, rag. "It ain't a joke," he mutters. The room feels smaller. Lila hears her own heart. Thud, thud, thud. The man in black coat leans close so only Lila can hear. "You can keep singing," he says, "just not here." Lila wants to spit. She doesn't. And spit would mean she is weak. Instead, she folds the paper once, twice, too hard, like she wants to break it. Her fatal flaw kicks in right there. Not anger, not fear. A stubborn, stupid need to fight. With music. Lila turns back to the piano. She should walk away. She should talk to Mr. Grady. She should ask what money is owed. But Lila does the thing she always does. She reaches into her worn satchel and pulls out the one thing that never fails her. A small booklet of sheet music. The cover is brown and bent at the corners, pages frayed like old cloth. Someone stitched the spine with blue thread, rough and uneven. Lila runs her thumb over that blue stitch. It is like touching a promise. May Vega steps close behind her. May is 17, small, fast eyes, always listening. May whispers, "Lila, don't do it." Lila keeps her gaze on the booklet. "Do what?" Lila whispers back. May's breath smells like peppermint she stole from the fancy shop 2 streets over. "You're going to play his music," May says, "right in front of his man." Lila flips the booklet open. The notes stare back at her. Black ink, perfect lines. Lila feels the pull of it. That music is the only thing that ever made her feel less alone. She found it months ago in a crate behind the stage. No name on it, no date, just that blue thread stitch. The first time she played it, the whole room went quiet, even the loud men, even the men who never stopped grabbing and shouting. They listened like someone had poured cold water on their heads, and after that, they asked for it again and again. The ghost composer, the miners called it, because no one knew who wrote it, because the song sounded like someone crying inside a locked house. Lila's fingers hover over the keys. She smells lamp oil and wet wool coats. She hears the wind outside push sand against the window. It sounds like tiny nails scratching glass. The man in the black coat watches her, and like he wants her to slip, like he wants her to beg. Lila does not beg. She starts to play. The first chord rolls out, low and heavy, like a cartwheel in mud. A card player pauses mid-deal. A spoon stops halfway to a mouth. Even Mr. Grady freezes. The melody rises, soft, then sharp, like hope that hurts. Lila sings with it, not loud, not pretty, real. You can hear the grit in her voice, like dust in teeth. Lila sings the line she loves most, and the line that always feels like someone speaking straight into her ribs. If you buy the land, you can't buy the song. It is not just a lyric, it is a warning. The man in black coat narrows his eyes. May grips Lila's shoulder. Hard, Lila keeps going. Her flaw is louder than her fear. She pushes the song harder, faster, like a horse running from fire. The room is quiet now, not calm quiet, tight quiet, like everyone is waiting for a gunshot. When the song ends, Lila holds the last note until it shakes. Then she lets it drop. Silence. The man in black coat speaks first. That piece, he says. Where did you get it? Lila's heart jumps. He cares about the music, or he cares about the composer. Lila lifts her chin. Why? The man's jaw works like he is chewing stone. Because it belongs to a man who owns this town, he says. May's fingers dig into Lila's shoulder even more. Lila forces a smile. Then tell your man, Lila says. Say his music is the only honest thing in this town. A few men laugh, nervous. Mr. Grady does not laugh. He looks sick. The man in black coat steps closer. Too close. Lila can smell soap on him. Real soap, not lye scraps. We don't discuss Mr. Hale, he says. So there it is, a name. Hale. Hale Mining and Land. Lila's mind snaps pieces together fast, like a trap closing. Mr. Hale is buying the saloon. Mr. Hale is the threat. But the composer? No, that can't be him. A man who counts gold all day doesn't write music like this. Music like this sounds like hunger and grief. May whispers in Lila's ear, I told you, don't poke the bear. Lila whispers back, I didn't poke, I sang. May makes a small, broken sound, half laugh, half cry. The man in black coat reaches for the booklet. Hand it over, he says. Lila pulls it back like it is a child. No, Lila says. The word comes out stronger than she expects. And now the room is not quiet. A chair scrapes. A glass clinks. Someone says, uh-oh. The man in black coat's eyes go flat again. You have 7 days, he says. You want to keep breathing easy. You stop making trouble. You stop playing that. Lila's hands shake, but she holds the booklet tight. The blue thread stitch presses into her palm. It bites her skin. She likes that pain. It reminds her she is still alive. Lila says, tell Mr. Hale something for me. The man's face hardens. Lila leans forward and speaks slowly so he hears every word. If he wants this place, he has to look me in the eye. The man in black coat does not blink. Then he does something that makes Lila's stomach drop. He smiles, not a friendly smile, a smile like a door locking. He already has, the man says. Lila's breath stops. What? She whispers. The man slides a second paper across the piano. This one is smaller. It is folded once, sealed with dark red wax. On the wax is a stamp, a mountain, and a small music note carved into it. Lila's hands go cold. The man taps the seal. He wants you to sing, he says. Not here, for him, alone. May blurts, no. May clamps her mouth shut right after, like she said too much. The man in black coat looks at May, then back at Lila. Tonight, he says, midnight, at the Ridge House. Bring the booklet. Bring your voice. Come alone. Lila's mind spins. Midnight. The Ridge House is where Mr. Hale lives. No one goes there. People say he never comes into town. People say he has guards. People say he is half ghost, half wolf. Lila should say no. Lila should run. Lila should hide. But that music note on the wax seal pulls at her like a hook in her ribs, because it is the same music note drawn in the corner of her sheet music, small, hidden, like a secret signature. May grabs Lila's sleeve and whispers fast, "Lila, don't, that's a trap." Lila whispers back, "Why would he trap me?" May's eyes shine in the lamplight. "Because he can," May says, "and because you just challenged him." Lila looks at the red wax again. Her stomach twists. The man in black coat begins to walk away. Then he stops at the door. He turns his head without turning his body. "One more thing," he says. Lila's skin prickles. The man says, "If you don't come, Mr. Grady's debt gets collected in a different way." Mr. Grady makes a choking sound behind the bar. Lila's anger spikes hot. "Collected how?" Lila asks. The man in black coat opens the door. Cold air spills in. Dust swirls at the floor like a living thing. He says, "People disappear out here all the time." Then he steps into the night and closes the door. The saloon noise starts again, but it sounds far away now, like Lila is underwater. May pulls on Lila's arm. "Lila," May says, voice shaking. "We need to leave. Now." Lila stares at the wax seal, at the mountain, at the music note. Her hands feel numb. Then she notices something else. A tiny smear of black on the paper, coal dust, fresh, like it came from a mine. May whispers, "Why would a land baron touch coal?" Lila's blood turns to ice because the man who sealed this letter works near coal, or in it, or Lila's mind snaps to a worse thought. What if the composer isn't a rich man at all? What if the composer is a prisoner in Hale's mine, and Hale is using his music like he uses everything else? Lila's grip tightens on the blue-stitched booklet, and in that moment, Lila makes her hard decision, a bad one, a brave one, maybe both. She looks at May. "May," Lila says, "I'm going." May's face falls. "No," May says. "Lila, please." Lila's voice goes soft. "If I don't go," Lila says, "we lose this place. We lose our work. We lose everything." May whispers, "And if you go, we might lose you." Lila swallows hard. Then she slips the red-sealed letter into her satchel with the booklet. Outside, the wind howls like a warning. Inside, Lila hears one last echo of the ghost composer's melody in her head, like someone calling her name from behind a locked door, and the clock starts ticking toward midnight. Because somewhere on that ridge, a man with a mountain stamp is waiting. And Lila has no idea if she is walking into a concert or a cage. Midnight comes like a thief. It steals the last bit of warmth from the town, and it pushes cold air down Lila Hart's throat with every breath. Lila walks fast, not running. Running would sound like fear. Her boots crunch on gravel. The sound is loud in the dark. Crunch, crunch. The sky is full of stars, sharp and bright, like broken glass. The Ridge House sits up high, above the saloon, above the little church, above the muddy street. A big shape in the night, a mountain made of wood and stone. Lila's fingers grip her satchel strap so hard her knuckles ache. Inside the satchel is the blue-stitched music booklet and the red wax letter. May Vega wanted to follow. May begged. May even tried to block the door with her body, but Lila said, "May, you stay. You watch Mr. Grady. You keep the lamp on. If I don't come back by dawn, you go to Sheriff Pike." May did not like it. May's eyes were wet, and May said one thing that keeps ringing in Lila's head now. "Lila, You chase pretty things like they can't cut you. May was right. Lila hates that. 2 lanterns burn at the Ridge House gate. Their light is weak and yellow. It makes the snow dust on the ground shine like salt. A guard steps out. He is tall, wide shoulders, face hidden under a hat brim. He holds a shotgun like it is part of his arm. Name, the guard says. Lila Hart, Lila answers. Her voice comes out steady. She is proud of that. The guard looks at her satchel. You alone? He asks. Yes, Lila lies. Because in a way, she is not alone. The ghost composer is with her, in her bag, in her bones. The guard steps closer and pats the satchel. His hand is rough leather. His fingers touch the blue thread stitch through the cloth, and Lila feels angry like someone touched her skin. Don't, she snaps. The guard pauses. Then he smirks, like she is a little thing barking. He opens the gate. Walk, he says. The yard smells like coal smoke and cold iron. A fountain sits dead in the center, frozen solid. Lila walks up the stone steps. Each step is slick with frost. The door opens before she knocks. Not by a servant, by a man. And he is not tall, not like a legend. He is clean-shaven, dark hair, dark eyes. He wears a plain white shirt, no fancy coat. But everything about him feels expensive anyway. The way he stands, the way he looks at her like he is already measuring the cost of her breath. Miss Hart, he says. His voice is quiet, too quiet. It slides under your skin. Lila's heart slams once because she knows that voice, not from the saloon, from the music. The music always felt like a voice speaking. Now the voice has a face. Lila tries to stay tough. She lifts her chin. So, you're Mr. Hale, she says. He nods once. Caleb Hale, he says. Come in. The air inside is warmer, not cozy warm, dry warm, like a room that never laughs. The floorboards creak under Lila's boots. The hallway smells like lemon polish and old paper. Lila sees paintings on the walls, mountains, mines, men with picks, and in one painting, a boy with soot on his face and wide eyes. The boy looks scared. Lila's stomach twists. Caleb watches her stare at it. That's my brother, Caleb says. Where is he? Lila asks without thinking. Caleb's jaw tightens. Dead, he says. One word, like a door shutting. Lila's throat tightens too. She should say sorry. She doesn't. Her flaw again. She pushes forward even when she should soften. I came because you threatened Mr. Grady, Lila says, and you threatened me. Caleb's eyes flicker. Threats are what people hear when they don't like the truth, he says. Lila hates how calm he is, like he has all night, like he has all life. He walks down the hall. Follow, he says. Lila follows because she can't stop, because the answers are pulling her like a rope. They enter a big room, a music room. Lila freezes. There is a grand piano in the center, black, shiny, perfect. It looks like it never got whiskey spilled on it. A fire crackles in the stone hearth. The sound is soft, like little bones snapping, and there are stacks of sheet music everywhere, and neat piles, hundreds of pages. Lila steps closer. Her fingers tingle. Caleb moves behind the piano. He does not sit. He just rests a hand on the lid, like he is touching an animal that might bite. I heard you play it tonight, Caleb says. Lila's mouth goes dry. So he was there, in the saloon, watching. Lila feels heat rush to her face. You said you never come into town, she says. I don't, Caleb says. Then he adds, very simply, I have ways. Lila's skin prickles. She thinks of windows, shadows, men who disappear. Lila clutches her satchel. Why did you call me here, she asks. Caleb's eyes drop to the satchel. To get back what's mine, he says. Lila takes one slow breath. The music, she asks. Caleb nods. Lila pulls the booklet out. The blue thread stitch looks even rougher in this clean room, like a poor thing in a rich place. Lila holds it up. You want this? She asks. Caleb's gaze locks on it, and for the first time, his calm cracks. Just a little. I like pain behind glass. Yes, he says. Lila's fingers tighten. Then answer me, she says. Are you the ghost composer? Caleb does not speak. The fire pops. A log shifts. Lila waits. Caleb finally says, Open it. That is not an answer. Lila's anger flares. I'm not your worker, she snaps. You don't tell me. Open it. Caleb repeats, still quiet, but now sharp. Lila hates how that tone makes her hands move. She flips the booklet open. The pages smell like old ink and smoke. Caleb points to a corner of the first page. There is a tiny mark there, a small music note, the same one on the wax seal. Caleb says, That is my mark. Lila's heart beats hard. So it's you, she whispers. Caleb looks away, like the truth burns. Yes, he says, it's me. Lila feels something rush through her, not joy, not romance, a wild, bright anger. Then why are you buying the saloon? She demands. Why are you crushing the only place that lets me sing? Caleb's face goes still again. I'm buying the whole block, he says. The saloon is on it. Move it, Lila snaps. Buy somewhere else. Caleb's eyes lift. You think land moves? He asks. Lila steps closer. You think people don't? She fires back. Caleb's mouth twitches, almost a smile. Almost, but it dies fast. You don't understand, Caleb says. Then explain, Lila says. Caleb walks to a table and picks up a paper. He holds it out, a map, lines drawn, numbers, a stamp. Lila takes it. Her fingers brush his. His skin is warm, but his hand is tense, like he is always holding back. On the map, a big red circle covers the saloon and nearby buildings. What is this? Lila asks. Caleb's voice lowers. A sinkhole, he says. Lila blinks. What? Caleb points to the circle. The ground under that block is hollow, he says. Old tunnels, bad supports. It can drop. Any day. Lila's stomach turns. She pictures the saloon floor cracking, people falling, screaming, dust choking lungs, May trapped under beams. And Mr. Grady crushed. Lila grips the map tight. Why didn't you warn us? She demands. Caleb's eyes harden. I tried, he says. No one listens to the man they hate. Lila wants to call him a liar, but then she remembers the weird shake the saloon floor had last week. Like a small tremor. She told herself it was nothing. She kept singing. Her flaw, always singing, always chasing the note. Caleb says, I'm buying it to clear it, before it kills people. Lila's anger changes shape. It doesn't vanish. It just twists into something else. Fear and confusion. So you're saving us, Lila says, voice bitter, by throwing us out. Caleb looks at her like that hurts him too. Yes, he says, if you want to call it that. Lila feels sick, because if he is telling the truth, she yelled at the only person who saw the danger, but Lila doesn't fully trust him. Not yet. Not with that clean house. Not with those guards outside. Prove it, Lila says. Caleb's eyes narrow. How? He asks. Lila lifts the map. Take me down there, she says. To the tunnels. Caleb goes still. The firelight makes shadows on his face, deep ones, like old scars. That's not safe, he says. Lila steps closer. I sing in a saloon full of drunk men, she says. I know unsafe. Caleb's jaw tightens. Then he says something that sounds like a confession. Those tunnels are mine, he says, and they are haunted. Lila's skin prickles again. Haunted how? She asks, even though she hates the word. And Caleb's eyes look far away. Not by ghosts, he says, by memories, by men I failed. Lila's stomach twists. She thinks of the scared boy in the painting. She thinks of coal dust on the letter. And she thinks of something May said earlier, before Lila left town. May had grabbed Lila's wrist and whispered, "I heard things about Hale's mine, about boys, about screams." Lila didn't want to believe it. But now, Lila says, "Your mine uses kids?" Caleb's head snaps up. His eyes flash. No, he says fast, too fast. Lila hears the crack in that word, a crack you can fall through. Caleb turns away. He walks to the piano. He sits now, slow, heavy, like sitting costs him. His fingers touch the keys. He plays one short line, soft, beautiful. It makes Lila's throat ache. Then he stops, and he says, without looking at her, "You came for music, but you don't know what music costs." Lila's voice shakes, but she pushes anyway. "Then tell me," she says. "What did it cost you?" Caleb is quiet. Then, very low, he says, "It cost me my brother." Lila's breath catches. Caleb adds, "And it might cost me you, if you keep stepping toward the truth." Lila's heart pounds. Outside, a faint shout echoes from the yard, a guard's voice. Then another voice, May's voice. "Lila!" May screams. Lila's blood turns to ice. May is here. May was supposed to stay. Lila runs to the window. She sees May in the lantern light, held by a guard. May is fighting like a cornered cat, and in May's arms is a small boy, 8 years old maybe, thin, face smeared with coal dust. His eyes are huge with fear. The boy is crying without sound. May screams again. "They were taking him, Lila, from the mine." Caleb stands so fast his chair scrapes. His face goes white, not angry white, guilty white. He whispers one name like it breaks him. "Jonah." Lila turns slowly. "What did she just say?" Lila asks. Caleb's voice is barely there. "They weren't supposed to bring him up," Caleb says. Lila's stomach drops. Because now she understands the twist. The sinkhole might be real, but it's not the whole truth. There is another truth under the town, a truth with small hands and coal dust. Lila grips the blue-stitched booklet so hard it hurts, and she looks Caleb Hale in the eye. "Caleb," she says, voice cold, "tell your men to let them go, or I'm going to sing your secret to the whole town." Caleb's eyes lock on hers. The fire crackles. The guards outside shout. May screams. The coal dust boy shakes in her arms, and Caleb finally speaks the words Lila feared most. "You don't understand what you're threatening." Then he walks toward the door anyway. Caleb Hale opens the front door. Cold wind rushes inside the house. The fire behind Lila hisses, like it does not want him to go. Lila follows him anyway. Her boots hit the porch boards, hard, fast. May is in the yard, struggling in a guard's grip, and the little boy clings to her dress. His fingers are black with coal dust. His face is gray from crying. He looks at Lila like she is the last light he can see. "Please," May gasps. "They were dragging him back down. He said they keep them there, in the lower tunnel." Caleb's shoulders go tight. The guards glance at him, waiting. Caleb raises a hand once. The guards stop moving. "Release them," Caleb says. The guard hesitates. "Sir, the foreman..." "Release them," Caleb repeats. The guard lets May go. May stumbles forward and grabs Lila. Her body shakes so hard Lila feels it through her coat. The boy hides behind May, peeking at Caleb. He whispers, "He's the owner." Not loud, but loud enough. Lila hears it, and now she knows the truth is worse than she thought. Lila turns slowly toward Caleb. "You said you don't use children," Lila says. Caleb looks at the boy. His face looks carved from stone, but his eyes look tired. "I don't," he says. May snaps, He came from your mine. Caleb kneels in the dirt in front of the boy, not like a boss, like a man begging a memory to forgive him. What is your name? Caleb asks gently. The boy trembles. Jonah, he whispers. Caleb closes his eyes. Lila hears the air leave his lungs. Jonah, Caleb repeats. He pulls off his coat and drapes it around the boy's shoulders. The coat swallows him. Who took you down there? Caleb asks. Jonah shakes his head. He is too scared to speak. May answers instead. A man called Cutter, she says. We heard the miners talking. He keeps boys in the deep shaft because they fit the small tunnels. Lila feels sick. Her stomach burns like she swallowed lye soap. She looks at Caleb. You said you were saving the town, she says. Caleb whispers, I was. May's voice breaks. Then save him. Silence hangs. Wind pushes dust along the ground. A lantern chain rattles. Caleb stands slowly. His face has changed. Not calm anymore. Not quiet anymore. Hard. In like iron heated in a forge. He turns to the guards. Wake every rider, Caleb says. Saddle now. We go to the south shaft. The guards stare. Now, Caleb says. They run. Lila grabs his sleeve. I'm coming, she says. No, Caleb answers instantly. I started this, Lila says. I finish it. Caleb shakes his head. It's dangerous. Lila steps closer. I sing in dangerous places every night, she says. You don't get to decide my courage. May blurts, I'm coming too. Caleb looks at May, and then at Jonah, then back to Lila. He sees it. He cannot stop them. Stay close to me, he says. The ride to the mine feels longer than any road Lila has ever walked. The horse smells like sweat and leather. Cold air cuts her face. The ground turns from dirt to black dust. The mine entrance opens in the hillside like a giant mouth. Dark, wet, breathing cold. Lila's hands shake as she holds the blue-stitched booklet. Why did you really write the music? She asks Caleb quietly as they dismount, and Caleb doesn't look at her. So I wouldn't forget their voices, he says. Whose? My brother's, he says, and the others. The word others hits Lila hard. Inside, the tunnel smells like damp rock and smoke. Water drips. Plink, plink. A lantern flickers on the wall. They hear shouting deeper in and crying, small crying. Caleb's face goes pale. He moves faster. They turn a corner and see him, a thick man with a beard and a pistol. Cutter. 3 boys sit behind him, chained to a rail post. I'm too thin, too quiet. May gasps. Jonah hides behind Lila. Cutter sneers. Well, Cutter says, boss finally visits the hole. Caleb steps forward. You were ordered to close the lower shaft, Caleb says. Cutter laughs. Your orders cost money, Cutter says. Small hands make gold move faster. Lila feels anger explode inside her chest. You monster, she says. Cutter notices her. Saloon girl, he says. You should have stayed singing. He raises the pistol. Everything freezes. The Caleb steps between Cutter and Lila. No, Caleb says. Cutter tilts his head. You ain't in charge here, Cutter says. Gold is. He fires. The gunshot cracks the tunnel. Lila screams, but Caleb doesn't fall because he shoved Lila aside at the last second. The bullet hits the rock. Sparks. Dust rains down. Guards rush forward. Chaos. Cutter runs deeper into the tunnel. A loud crack echoes. The ceiling groans. Rock shifts. Lila hears a sound she remembers. The tremor, the sinkhole, and the mine begins to collapse. Boys scream. May pulls at chains. They're stuck, she cries. Caleb grabs a hammer from a tool crate and smashes the lock. Metal breaks. 1 boy free. Then another. The ground shakes harder. Dust chokes the air. Lila coughs. She can't breathe. She hears Jonah crying. She hears May praying under her breath. Then she hears something else, a melody, in her head. The ghost composer's song, Lila realizes. He wrote it for this, for fear, for hope in dark places. Her hands stop shaking. She starts to sing, soft at first, then louder. The boys stop crying. May stares. Caleb freezes. The song fills the tunnel. Even the falling dust seems to pause. "Follow my voice," Lila shouts. She keeps singing and walking toward the exit. One boy grabs her hand, then another. Caleb lifts Jonah. May helps the last child. They move together, guided by her voice. Behind them, the tunnel collapses with a roar. They burst outside into cold night air. Lila falls to her knees, coughing. The stars spin above her. Caleb kneels beside her. "You came back for me," she whispers. Caleb shakes his head softly. "No," he says, "you brought me back." He looks at the booklet still in her hand. The blue thread is torn now, but holding. Lila finally understands. She didn't love the music. She loved the man who survived the dark and still made beauty. Caleb helps the boys onto blankets. May hugs Jonah tight. Jonah whispers, "Are we safe?" Caleb answers him carefully. "We are starting to be." Lila looks at him. "You lied to me," she says quietly. "Yes," Caleb says. "You hid the mine." "Yes," she swallows. "Why?" Caleb looks at the ruined tunnel. "Because I was ashamed," he says, "and because I thought money could fix a wound before I admitted it existed." Lila nods slowly. The wind blows across the ridge. The night is still dangerous. The town still doesn't know. Nothing is solved yet. But something has changed. The music in her chest feels different, not lonely anymore. Caleb says, "The saloon will close." Lila flinches. "But," he adds, "I will build a hall, a safe one, for music, for them, for you, if you choose it." Lila studies him. "You don't get to buy forgiveness," she says gently. "I know," he says. "Then earn it," she replies. Caleb nods. He doesn't argue. For the first time, the powerful man listens. The dawn light begins to rise, soft gold over black hills. Lila opens the booklet. She tears out the first page. Caleb stiffens. "What are you doing?" he asks. She presses the page into his hand. "You keep the past," she says. Then she keeps the rest. "I keep the future." Caleb's eyes shine, but he does not cry. "Will you still sing my song?" he asks. Lila smiles a little. "No," she says. Then she steps closer. "I'll sing our next one." The wind carries her voice as the sun rises. Not perfect, not clean, but alive. And for the first time, and Caleb Hale does not stand alone in the morning light. The scars are still there. The town will judge. The truth will hurt. But they are not hiding anymore. They are building something real from broken pieces, and this time the music belongs to both of them. End.